He fought not for power or glory a name, but for the freedom of his people. His spirit was bound to the sacred Black Hills, Afats, the heart of the world for his people. He allowed no photograph, no image tashi. The world would never hold his face. He rose from the earth itself, riding like a storm across the plains. He was called Tashunka Witko, Crazy Horse, a name whispered with awe and fear.
He never signed his name, never bowed his head. No treaty bound his spirit.
The whites could never truly capture him sate, not even in death.
Who was this man? Warrior, Fanta, legend.
Born around 1840 in the Black Hills, he was the son of Crazy Horse the Elder and Rattling Blanket Woman. From his father, he learned silence, patience, and respect for the earth.
From his mother, he felt love and the weight of destiny.
He was different, quiet, watchful, his mind wandering beyond games of children. Even as a child, his gaze carried a strange weight, as if listening to voices beyond the wind.
He will be a great warrior, but die at the hands of his own people. He grew amid the thundering herds, the heartbeat of the Lakota world.
But soon the herds began to vanish, slaughtered by outsiders for greed and hides.
He saw the first fires of invasion touch his people's land.
Strangers poured into the plains, bringing fences, greed, and hunger. The boy watched in silence, seeing a future carved in loss. He carried the prophecy in his blood, a warrior destined for greatness and tragedy. In his silence, the plains themselves whispered of the fate awaiting him. The prophecy lingered like smoke, never to be forgotten. In 1865, he joined the ranks of the warriors, swearing to protect his people. He rode like lightning, swift as the wind across the plains. He learned to strike from silence, to let the earth hide his approach. At Platte Bridge, he tasted his first blow in battle. Through smoke and fire, he stood fearless, a storm given flesh. The soldiers broke, scattered before the fury of Lakota blades. From the ridge, Red Cloud watched and saw the rise of a leader. In the fury of battle, he became more than a man, a stirthing. He became a name.
The Platte Bridge ran red, a victory written in blood.
He was honored among his people, yet remained silent, humble, unwilling to boast.
Among us walks a warrior who fights like the storm itself, Katire, Crazy Horse.
His name spread through the camp, whispered, sung, carried by the fire into the night. But Crazy Horse remained apart, silent, unyielding, carrying his destiny alone. Thus he became a war leader, a liver, respected, silent, and feared. By 1866, war consumed the Powder River country. Red Cloud led, and Crazy Horse was his storm.
We will not yield. The Black Hills are ours,
and no soldier will take them.
He would become the bait, the phantom rider, to lure the soldiers.
He taunted them, darting close, then fleeing, saying, drawing them farther from the fort. Fetterman's men rode deeper, unaware they entered the jaws of death.
With a cry, he gave the signal Dava. The ambush was sprung. From the hills poured the Lakota Nation, a storm of flesh and fire.
In minutes, 81 soldiers lay dead, trying. Not one survived.
The land does not forgive. It only remembers.
The Lakota sang their victory. The land itself seemed to roar with them. The fort trembled. The army had been broken, its pride crushed. Even in victory, Crazy Horse remained silent, carrying the weight of spirits. 2 years later, the victors faced the vanquished at Fort Laramie. The Treaty of Fort Laramie recognized Lakota ownership of the Black Hills.
It was the only war the United States ever lost to the Plains tribes.
For a moment, the Black Hills were safe, known, sacred, eternal, untouchable. For generations, the Black Hills had been the heart of the Lakota, sacred, untouchable.
They believed the treaty would protect their sacred land for a time. Peace returned.
But in 1874, soldiers and survivors came, seeking not peace, but gold. They found gold, and with it, the beginning of betrayal.
Word spread fast. The Black Hills were no longer sacred, but claimed by greed.
Word spread fast. The Black Hills were no longer sacred, but claimed by greed. Word spread fast. The Black Hills were no longer sacred, but claimed by greed. Word spread fast. The Black Hills were no longer sacred, but claimed by greed.
Crazy Horse saw the stranger's trespass and knew the promise had been broken.
Crazy Horse saw the stranger's trespass and knew the promise had been broken.
The council fire burned with fury. The hills were sacred, and blood might soon follow gold.
The land is sacred. You cannot sell the ground beneath your mother's feet.
Soon the sacred valleys echoed with the sound of greed and iron.
The hills wept Amos, their trees felled, their waters defiled. The army, once defeated, now returned Fungi, not for war, but to protect greed. He watched the desecration and felt the sky itself grow angry.
The treaty is dead, my son. The whites have buried it beneath gold.
He vowed the spirits would remember Storm, for the land was alive, and it could not be sold. In 1876, the tribes united, Lakota, Cheyenne, Arapaho, one nation beneath the sky.
Together, Brother Che, we fight for the land and for the spirits of our fathers.
The air thickened with purpose, Vade. The spirits of war awakening once more. General Crook led his men, confident, unaware that the land itself watched him.
Now, ride did tame, for the earth and our children.
Like thunder, they descended upon Crook's army. The battle raged for hours, inhuming chaos of dust, blood, and fire.
Under his command, the warriors struck from every side, breaking Crook's line.
Under his command, the warriors struck from every side of Ford, breaking Crook's line.
The victory at Rosebud gave the plains a breath of freedom.
A week later, the nations gathered again, larger than ever before.
Custer came Kali, bold, reckless, certain of victory.
They will strike fast, but we will strike like the wind, and unseen, unstoppable.
The hills exploded with fury behind him. The earth trembled beneath the charge. Crazy Horse led the left flank Mert, the strike that would seal Custer's fate. Custer's men found themselves encircled, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. For a brief, terrible moment, the thunder of rifles became the silence of death. Custer fell toweling, and with him, the illusion of invincibility.
For once, the plains were free again.
But even in victory, Crazy Horse felt the coming shadow of loss. After the great victory came the silence, a caring, and the promise of vengeance. The army came atant, relentless, determined to erase the Lakota once and for all. They fled into the cold Seine, carrying hunger, fear, and hope in their hearts. The buffalo were gone, and with them, the heart of the plains.
Winter 1877 Mapame. Hunger gnawed where once pride had lived.
We cannot fight the wind forever. Our people are dying.
They buried their dead in silence, no songs left, only the wind to mourn. Hunted from every side, the Lakota found no refuge, only frozen ground and sorrow. Even as the world froze around him, his spirit burned bright and defiant. He led his people through the snow floss, not in victory, but in surrender to the storm. He came to Fort Robinson Raffi, a warrior entering the jaws of death.
Betrayed not by enemies, but by his own.
He fought even as they seized him, refusing to be tamed by chains. In a moment of betrayal, silence claimed the night Defrachis, and a hero's spirit began to fade.
I came here to die.
As his spirit rose into the night, a nation's freedom fell with him. On the cold night of September 5th, 1877 Talmy, the warrior fell.
They could kill the man, but not his spirit.
His body was taken into the night, buried in secret, known only to the spirits.
May your spirit ride free. My love beyond the mountains, beyond pain.
At dawn, the wind carried his name across the plains into eternity. The Lakota wandered without him homeward, their hearts heavy with the silence of loss. Yet in the hills, his voice lingered tap, whispering with the wind.
He rides with the wind still, Faz. Crazy horse, the spirit that never fell.
Generations came and went prophetically, yet his name remained a prayer. Today, the mountains themselves bear his likeness, Kliss, carved by hands that honor his defiance.
Stone by stone, his image returns, watching over the land he loved.
People from every nation come to honor the man who never bowed.
They say his spirit rides the wind.
He rides still, unseen but never gone.
Even the mountains remember his name, whispered through time and stone. He never signed his name, never bowed his head, and still
He never signed his
the
name.
wind carries his spirit.